Welcome to Super Cool Movie Reviews. Today we are reviewing the movie Painless. It is a not horror film that was given to us to screen ahead of time. Sometimes we get movies, they'll let us watch them before they're released. This movie, from the cover and the artwork and stuff, you would assume it's a horror movie. It's called Painless. The question on the front says, if you can't feel pain, how do you know you're alive? And yeah, it's not a horror movie. It's a drama. It was written and directed by Jordan Horowitz, starring Joey Klein, Evelina Marie, Kip Gilman, Pascal Yen. It is about the story of a young man who suffers from SIPA, which is a very, very rare condition where you have a congenital insensitivity to pain. You can feel some sensations, but you can't feel pain. Incredibly rare. 67 people in the world-ish
that we know of.
Yeah, have it currently via the support group for it, the international support group. And it's about him and his kind of trying to find a connection with the world and trying to find a cure.
This kind of quest. It was really interesting because, and they address this in the movie, but when people hear about this disease, they're like, oh, that must be so nice to not be able to feel pain. And it's really not. There's this kind of disconnect. Everything that we consider to be alive feels pain, and this is kind of a disconnect from that. And that's I felt like very prominent in the movie. That it's just like the question: if you can't feel pain, how do you know that you're alive? How do you know that you're human? That's kind of a running theme throughout the entire movie.
And it's a very interesting question. Another reason it's not nice to have this is more of a practical concern, because you could still be bleeding out or burned. A number of things could happen to you, and if you couldn't feel the pain, you wouldn't know. So there's a lot of rigorous checking and addressing anything that happens to you just to make sure, because you'll have no signals from your body. That was interesting. What did you think of the movie overall?
Overall, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the performances. First of all, the main guy, Joey Klein, he showed this really interesting kind of desperation throughout the movie. He's searching for a cure, but he's also searching for his own humanity. There's this kind of idea of him being in balance or out of balance with the world around him, and kind of connecting in some small portions and then disconnecting from humanity, from who he is as a person and what this disease means for him in who he is.
Yeah, I think we understand ourselves and how we relate, and not maybe define ourselves entirely by our relationships with other people, but it's a huge component, and it should be.
Absolutely.
And so his struggle to find that, obviously with it being such a rare condition, there's not a lot of funding that goes into making people feel pain.
Yeah.
It's all about removing it.
Absolutely. So you are a director. How did you feel about the directing?
I feel like he must be a good director to get those performances out of the actors. Yeah. Actors need certain environments. The needs change all the time, and there were some very genuine, empathetic kind of things. I do think that writing and directing a project both is not ideal, that you want a second set of eyes. And I felt like the movie slowed down or got stuck a little bit by the lack of another person being like, does that character need to be in here? And
a few times in the dialogue,
I felt some of the dialogue was a little bit stilted, but they carried it off quite well. Yeah. There were a lot of surprises in the direction that the movie went.
Absolutely. There were several twists.
Of course, we were expecting scary things to
horror.
Happen. So, not as many jump scares. But surprises in the direction of the story.
Absolutely. I was really impressed with. He only has a few relationships throughout the movie. It doesn't have a giant cast, and I thought that every one of the relationships was fleshed out. Every one of the relationships was interesting, which you don't always get in a horror.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, there's one relationship, his with his primary doctor, was a little bit like...
Yeah.
There's some awkward moments, but...
Yeah.
I mean, the performances were good. I felt like Pascal Yen, who shows up a little later in the movie as kind of the antagonist, was dead on. It was amazing.
Absolutely.
He was very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
And of course, the ginger
movie.
was great.
Cass was just happy to see a ginger
Yes,
on screen.
especially a short ginger.
Happy to be there. Her life was going great. It was a good movie. I
was.
would recommend that you see this as a drama and not a horror.
Absolutely.
You won't be scared by it.
No. But you will be compelled.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I don't know. Feel human. Be human.
Connect with other people.
Yeah, any way you can.
And be, I guess, grateful that your
Yeah.
body tells you what's going on with it through the sensations of pain. That's a great note to end on.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. This has
Love
been
pain.
Super Cool Movie Reviews with Kat and Cass.